Hi everyone, today I'm going to teach you the do's and don'ts at the gym. Whether you're a complete beginner or you got some experience, this video is for you. First off, let's talk about the do's at the gym. You always want to start with some kind of warm-up. Not only is that good for your heart, going to work on your cardio, it will also prepare you for that lifting session that you're doing after the warm-up. So the chances of getting injured is much less when you do a proper warm-up. There's a ton of different warm-up equipment, treadmills, rowers, assault bikes, and cross trainers. And when deciding which warm-up to do, I would look at two things. One is, do I have any injuries? Is there anything that prevents me from doing a certain thing? Do I have bad knees? Maybe I don't want to run on the treadmill. And the second thing is, what type of training will I be doing? If I'm doing an upper body session, I will most likely pick a piece of equipment that will warm up my upper body, like an assault bike or a cross trainer or a rower. Another thing to keep in mind when starting your fitness journey, it's all about the movement and doing the movements correctly. Never compromise on good form. You want to make sure not to go too heavy. In the beginning, it's way better to do more reps at a lighter weight than to go too heavy with fewer reps. A couple of reasons is that you will more likely keep a good form if the weight's lighter. You never want to compromise on good form. You want to make sure to build a strong foundation where your movement is on point. The second thing is that you want to make sure that your muscles and tendons adapt to training so you don't get injured. If you want to work out at the gym but don't know which program to follow, have a look at this. Check out my app.
Have you tried the Magnus method app? For as low as 27 cents per day, you can get access to all my programs, superhero programs and bodyweight programs that you can do at home. You'll also get a workout library by key body part. On top of that, you'll get a nutrition guide with healthy tips, grocery shopping lists, and a daily eating plan. The app allows you to track your progress and it streams to all devices. So what you're waiting for? Join the Magnus family today.
Now let's talk about gym etiquette. Number one, make sure to put the weights back where they belong. Listen, whether it's plates or dumbbells, just make sure to put them back at the right place. The person coming after you shouldn't be the one responsible for picking up your stuff and putting it back, right? Another thing is that you might be using heavy weights what the person after you might be able to handle, so you're actually putting them at risk. And it's also just common sense, common courtesy to make sure to keep the place nice and clean. Number two, wipe down your equipment. There's nothing worse than to find a bunch of sweat on a bench, which you want to use, and the person before you didn't care about wiping it down, and now it's your job. So please don't do that. Wipe down the equipment. Number three, have a good hygiene. Please don't use the same t-shirt 2 days in a row. I know that you might not smell it or might not care, but trust me, everyone else does. Number four is an important one. Respect each other's space. Not only is it not very nice to have someone standing too close to you while you're sweating, hyperventilating, trying to exercise, it's also a risk of getting injured. If I'm doing a bench press with 200 pounds on the bar and someone walks into the bar, not only will it hurt them, but you can really injure me. And the same thing goes for a lot of exercises. So for safety reasons, please respect each other's space. Number five is share your equipment. It is so common to see people hog a machine, just parking there, not even leaving the seat in between sets, maybe go on their phone, and they claim that machine for 10, 15, 20 minutes. Not okay. Another thing is that always share your equipment if someone wants to use it in between sets. It's an unwritten rule at the gym. Always share your equipment with one person. If two shows up and they want to share the same piece of equipment, then it's actually okay to say no. Number six, make sure to do the right exercises at the right place. And what do I mean with that? Well, a couple of good examples is, it's really disrespectful if someone's doing a bicep curl with a barbell in the squat rack and there's only one squat rack at the whole gym. Another thing is, I see a lot of people are using incline benches without really needing the incline, and there might only be one incline bench at the gym. So if you don't need that incline bench, maybe try to find a flat one and use that. But yeah, it's common sense, guys. Just be respectful and make sure that you are not locking up a piece of equipment that someone else wants to use for its real purpose. Number 7 is always ask. If someone's using a piece of equipment and you need something close to it, or maybe the weights that are hanging next to it, just be respectful and ask them if it's okay. Don't just walk up to a squat rack and grab a plate when someone is squatting using the rack. That's not only disrespectful, but it's actually dangerous. Like I said before, when you walk into someone's space while working out, you could actually, bump into them and they can get really injured. Number 8, if you're the person who are doing group training or group classes, make sure to show up on time. Don't be 5 minutes late. Same thing when it comes to ending the class. Don't leave early. It's disrespectful to leave the class early. So be on time, make sure to stay the full duration. Let's talk about the don'ts. The do's always have a don't, so you might be thinking, well, Magnus, you covered all the don'ts. But yeah, when I'm talking about the do's, automatically you do cover the don'ts. But here's a few more don'ts. Do not do this at the gym. Number 1 is do not drop dumbbells or stacked weights in a piece of equipment. Plates, on the other hand, is okay. And once again, this is just common sense. When powerlifting or weightlifting with a barbell, you might do a deadlift or a snatch. It's actually okay to drop the weights. Those bumper plates are made for that. But listen, the dumbbells, they're not made for that at all. And you could argue that if you can't lift them yourself, you shouldn't be using them. Go for a lighter weight. People don't realize how loud they are when they drop weight sometimes, especially those stacked weights that you have in a piece of equipment. If I'm in a cable cross doing flies and let go, when you drop a stacked weight, the noise is so loud that you can actually endanger someone's hearing. Trust me, I've been spending 23 years at a gym on a daily basis. So bumper plates, fine, they're made to get dropped. Dumbbells, stacked weight in a machine, don't drop. Thank you. Number 2 is claim several machines or areas. Every once in a while you see someone setting up a circuit. They might use the recovery space, put dumbbells there and do ab work. Then they might put their bottle on a different machine and then they're working the third machine and then they go around. You got to make sure to share the equipment even though you want to use many pieces of equipment at the same time. Don't lock up several pieces of equipment. Common sense. Number 3 is don't block the mirror. The mirror is there for a reason, not to show off your bicep. It's actually to make sure that you keep good form. It's pretty darn common that people are blocking each other in the mirror. Just be respectful of each other's space. If someone's using the mirror, make sure not to block. Number 4, do not talk to people that are in a working set. This is also common sense for most people, but it happens, especially in the beginning. If I'm in a set, pushing myself hard, making sure I keep good form, and I might be counting my reps, the last thing I want is for someone to interrupt me and talk to me. It's disrespectful. Number 5, do not bring your personal speaker and play music out loudly when there's other music in the gym. This is a pretty common thing to see at big commercial gyms. And believe it or not, it's more common in America than other places. I mean, I travel the world and I train everywhere, but in the US, it's more common than anywhere else. People bring their own portable speakers and they play their own music while the gym actually plays another type of music. It's painful to be somewhere else in the gym and have to listen to 2 types of music at the same time. It's disrespectful. Headphones, earphones, yes. Portable speaker, nah, not classy. Number 6, don't stand too close to weights while working. And with weights, I mean dumbbell racks where you got dumbbells or even when you have plates. Please make sure not to stand too close to the rack so people can drop off the dumbbells, grab new ones if they want to. It's common to see people blocking the rack. Don't be that person. Number 7, don't talk too much. If you're training with a friend or if you have a workout partner, just know that you're there to get stronger, healthier, and inspire each other and push each other. If you talk too much in between sets, it's not only a waste of time, you will not get to where you want to go. You can talk after the workout's done, but please push each other, be an inspiration. You know what you're there for, so get it done. Obviously, you can talk to your friend in between sets, but keep it to minimal and don't allow it to go on for minutes. You are there to get healthier, get stronger, and don't waste your time. So just do it. Number 8, don't film people at the gym. There's nothing worse than people that are making fun of other people at the gym. We're all there on a similar journey, and we're there to support each other and to get healthier and better. So make sure to not film other people. And if you're filming yourself or taking selfies, please be mindful that you might have people in the background that do not want to be in your picture or video. So that's also something to keep in mind. Now I ask my audience on Instagram to send me questions about training and nutrition for beginners, and I have those questions here. So here's a little rapid fire Q&A. Are newbies like me secretly judged at the gym? How to get over fear of what others think? Well, great questions. And I think we all feel the same the first time we walk into the gym, or the first couple of times we walk into the gym, that people are looking at us and judging us. I guarantee you they're not there to look at you. Everyone's on their own journey, but the beautiful thing about the gym that you also share something at the same time. I would look at it this way. The gym is a fantastic community where we all share the same goal, to get healthier and stronger and better. At the same time, we're all on our own journey. But just walking into gym and seeing other people there, I know that they're on the same type of journey as me, and I feel support from knowing that. So that's the way you should look at it, instead of thinking that people are there to judge you. What should I consider when planning the split of my training? Muscle group combinations. Well, there's a few things to consider here. You're a beginner and you're starting to work out. Well, there's a few things to consider here. One is, how many times per week are you working out? If you're training twice or 3 times per week, you might want to do a full body program. If you're doing 4 or 5 days a week, then you might want a body split where you work different body parts, different sessions. So I know that's not a clear answer, but the answer is it depends. It depends on how many times per week you can work out. Can you train when you are super sore from a previous workout? Well, yes and no. I wouldn't hit a muscle group that's compromised. If I'm so sore that I'm shaking, I would probably allow that muscle group to rest another day. With that said, I have a 48-hour rule. So as long as you leave a muscle to rest and recover for 48 hours, you can train it again. And sometimes you will be sore hitting the same muscle group, but as long as you're not shaking and it's compromising your mobility, go for it. How do you handle setbacks like getting sick? How long for recovery? When do you restart? The only way you can handle it is to think or know that it's normal. Everyone gets sick. There's nothing we can do about it. It's a part of life, and that makes it easier to accept. When do I get back? Well, it depends. It depends on what I have. If I got a sore throat, I've been on antibiotics, I might rest a couple of days extra. If it's a cold, as soon as I feel like it's getting a little better, I might do a light session. But I never work out when having a fever or a sore throat. That's a big no-no. What is the secret of reducing body fat as a woman? Well, it's the same as a man. It comes down to calories in, calories out. You need to make sure to eat less calories in a day than what you're spending. On top of that, you should also get on top of your macros, your macronutrients, which is protein, fat, and carbs. You want to make sure to eat enough protein, just enough fat and carbs to lose weight. But the answer is you need to be in calorie deficit. What's the best? Breakfast or gym first? Well, it's a personal preference, but I definitely like to eat before I go to the gym. That's how I feel about it. Any tip for when you're in a slump or grasping for any motivation to work out? Great question. I think you need to accept that you will not always be motivated. If you rely on motivation, you failed before you start. You need to hold yourself accountable. You need to show up. Just make a deal with yourself that you're going to the gym X amount of times per week, and that's it. So there you have it. The do's and don'ts in the gym. I hope you can take something with you from this video. Go out there, own it, kill it, get better, healthier, have fun. See you next week.